Okay, so let's be real. It's been about 7 months since I last gave you an update on how it's going, how much money I'm making, and what I'm able to get rid of by clearing out a hoarder's home. Now, a little bit of backstory really quick. I am currently not in that home. I am currently living in Cape Cod. My partner and I travel for work, and my dad has the inventory. It's his home that when my mom passed away, I started to help him clear out the house. She definitely had hoarding tendencies. I have adopted them apparently. And so I'm working through letting go of things, clearing things out, and making some money by clearing things out. I am a part-time reseller. And so I've decided that a lot of the things in our home, a lot of vintage, a lot of Y2K, they have value. They have value for some people. And so I've taken on the project of listing and sourcing my inventory for my reselling business from my hoarder's home that I grew up in. And so I just want to give you an update on how much more I have sold from this project and how much money I've made doing this. So I'll scoot over a bit here and I'll pop some stuff up on the screen. Buckle up because I have a long list here. Since the last update, which I can link up here somewhere, I have sold quite a bit of things. First is a Mayberry doll set. I made a profit of $12.62 on there. Pretty much everything here is going to be 100% profit because I have no cost of good into these things. They're things that were found in my garage, in my basement, in the spare room, in storage, like all of that. It's a Wonderful Life ornament. I profited $15.98. Now this did sell like around Christmas time, so like it was on season. This Funko Pop of Phoebe Buffay from the show Friends, I only profited $18, and I feel like I could have done a lot better based on the other sales that I've had, which I'll get to in a second. This Friends sock set, I profited $16.33. Again, Christmas time. These were selling around Christmas. I found a box of a ton of small ceramic holiday figurines, some of them Department 56, some of them not, some of them broken, some of them not. So I realized after I had listed some of them that there was flaws in a lot more of them. So I kind of had to delete some of those or just mark them as flawed. But anyway, this Scrooge guy, I profited $15.15. And there was a really sweet message from the buyer how it was her mom's and she needed to replace it because hers broke or something along those lines. So I was happy to know that it's going to someone who will actually enjoy it and love it. This was one of the highest, among the highest profiting sales. It was this I Love Lucy cookie jar. Profit there was $48. Again, I think I could have gotten more for it, but I'm right now in the business of just moving stuff out. You can't really make space for more inventory that is thrifted or is found secondhand if I'm not clearing out some of the stuff that already is existing in my space. I also found this Mary-Kate and Ashley vintage mouse pad. When we were younger, we were in their fan club as kids, which now looking back is like so freaking weird. Like Mary-Kate and Ashley were such young girls and you could like be a part of their fan club and like get exclusive merch and stuff from them. I just feel like it's giving Epstein files, but who am I to say? Profited $17.23 on that. And then I'm like, am I playing into it by selling it secondhand? Because in this photo, they're still children. Oh my God. Was that ethically okay? I don't even know. Next, this Jason Aldean CD, which is brand new, unopened. I only profited $4.27 and I don't even care. Super cheap to ship. Same with this Taylor Swift CD. Probably could have gotten more, but I also didn't have the case. Profited $3.19. CDs, you guys, are selling right now. Like we're definitely moving into this era of physical media becoming cool again. Also, people are fed up with subscription prices, so people are literally buying the physical things again. Part of me wishes I knew that when I started listing these because I do feel like I could have gotten more, and I also feel like maybe I should have saved some of the physical media that I have sold in reference to CDs, DVDs, whatever, but clearing space. It's okay. I will survive without that CD, any of these CDs. Okay, I sold another Ray Dunn mug, profiting $8.20. We used to be able to get a lot more for Ray Dunn items, and it's fine that you can't, but we have so much Ray Dunn in this house and I have so many listed. So I'm just trying to move it out at this point. $8.20 is really good for that mug, actually. This Jaws Funko Pop, $26.30 was my profit, which all like makes me really feel like I could have gotten more for that Phoebe Buffay, but hey, we're living with it. Brand new camping themed cutting board sold for $7.05. Definitely something someone might have in their camping RV or something along those lines. this vintage set of magnets sold. It sold on Poshmark, so of course they have like extreme fees for no reason. So I profited $16 for this set. Honestly, I feel like that's still good. They're little magnets. You could put photos in all of them. Same thing with this one. I feel like I definitely could have gotten more. It's this Ouija board. But again, I was getting offers left and right. I just accepted it. I'm like, the more that I can move out now, just the better. It really, I'm at this point, I'm like, I'm moving on a volume business model right now. I just have so much stuff that if I can take these $1 to $5, $10 sales, like I'm fine with that because they add up. Because if I'm making 6 sales, at a time, that's $60, and I just have so much stuff. You know what I mean? That's my business model at the moment. So profited $11.05 for this Ouija board. Was also among the highest profiting sales. It is this Y2K puffer jacket. I think that in this, the keywords like Y2K were what were helping me sell it. I know I also follow a lot of other like YouTubers and resellers, and some of them are very specifically curated Y2K shops. And I learned so much from them. And I find stuff and I'm like, for example, One Sick Kitten, I can link her in the description. She's all like Y2K grungy, like trashy bling. I don't even know some of the keywords she uses, but a lot of that stuff I'm finding in our basement, or things that I wore when I was a kid or like in middle school that are like coming back now as like this trashy Y2K thing. So all that to say, I profited $64 on this after fees. So wow. Then this Zac Brown band tee sold, profiting $15.98. I feel like music tour t-shirts, for the most part, if you can get them at the right cost, they'll all do great. This Drummer Boy Santa, again, thought I could get more, but $20 profit, I'll take it. This Bath & Body Works fall lotion. We found 2 of these, meaning that my mom probably bought them and meant to gift them to my sister and I at some point, and then they disappeared into the storage abyss. So these were, I don't think vintage, but they're definitely from seasons and seasons and seasons ago. Profited $7.05 on that. This Victoria's Secret Angel bag. Okay, again, this very specific Y2K style. Again, I think I could have profited more, but now I'm just getting greedy by saying that so much. I profited $30.20 from this bag, and I listed it as is. I definitely like wiped it off and like got some dust mites off of it, but there were flaws. There were some flaws, like some of the pleather type thing were like peeling, and I noted all of that in the listing, but $30 profit, I'll take it. I think I talked about this in the last video. We inherited, when my uncle passed away, a bucket, like Tupperware container almost, of all of these small pewter figurines. Dungeons and Dragons-esque. Someone told me once to like label it Wartop game as a keyword. I don't know what they are exactly. I just described them best as possible. And they've sold in like a bunch of different bundles. Some of them have sold individually. But this first bundle sold for $32 as profit. This Friends custom mug, this was definitely a gift for my mom at some point. I kind of feel bad selling it, but we have so many cups and it was still brand new in the box. I profited $6.75. This is the most random thing in the whole world, but it's this Nintendo placeholder. Like, for the Nintendo DS, where the Game Boy game would be inserted, the placeholder for the Nintendo DS. Either I can throw this in the garbage and contribute to plastic waste in our landfills, or I can list it and get $1.80. Awesome. Someone is going to use that. Someone, probably a collector, like even the randomest stuff. And there's a few more random sales here that I'll talk to you about in a moment. Some of this super like random, stupid stuff that you really want to toss in the garbage, like just list it. If you have the space and the energy, I mean, I don't know if it would be worth it for a lot of you to list it knowing you're only going to get $1.80, but honestly, it sold within like 1 day of listing. It's like something that someone was obviously looking for. And there's value in that. Imagine If game. This one sold in a bundle on Poshmark. It sold with like a t-shirt or something. But I profited $5.70. It was definitely opened, but it had like the new tag on it from Learning Express. Was that a chain? But we had that in our game closet for like 100 years. You'll notice a lot of games and puzzles are selling because I'm going through closets and spaces, and I can link those videos up here as well, that we haven't touched. If we haven't even looked at them in 2 years, there's no reason to keep them around. It's just no reason. So sold at $5.70 profit. This t-shirt literally was something that I wore when I was probably 7 or 10, around that age range. And Hilary Duff is coming back right now. So this was the perfect time to sell this. I profited $21.60 on this little girl's Hilary Duff shirt. I'm kind of like grateful that my mom saved a bunch of these random girls' clothings now because a lot of these are kind of like stylish, and moms that are like my age are buying these cute like vintagey Y2K pieces for their daughters now. This one came out of my own personal closet. It's a supernatural charm bracelet. I am obsessed with the show, still love it, but I just have so much supernatural stuff. So $6.08 for that. Also, fandoms that if you know that something has a big fandom, usually it sells well. I've sold some like Star Wars pieces that I'm like, I don't know the first damn thing about Star Wars, but I know that people are like diehard Star Wars people. Same with Supernatural. If I saw something Doctor Who, I'd probably pick it up. I picked up a couple years ago, I picked up a Dance Gavin Dance t-shirt. It was like kind of ratty, which honestly is people like that, the worn look, but Dance Gavin Dance, it's just a band that I'm like know of. I maybe know a couple of their songs, but I saw the shirt. It was like $1 because it was at the bins. And literally I sold it for like $15. So I profited probably $13 in like a couple days. Put that into your list of things that you should probably pick up if the price is right. Okay. When we were having a garage sale like last year, 2 years ago, I found a bag of a ton of Nintendo Game Boy games. Okay. That can also fit into the Nintendo DS. I'm listing them all individually, okay? A Barbie DS game, or the Barbie Game Boy game, I profited $7.07. A Bratz game profited $12.81. It doesn't cost a lot to ship because it's so light and so small. Like on Depop, I think I sold both of those on Depop, and you can choose like the extra small, which is like up to 8 ounces, I think. And the game and the shipping materials, all of it is like 6 ounces. So it costs the buyer, I rarely ever give free shipping. It costs the buyer maybe $4, $5 to ship, maybe even 6, but they're willing to pay it if I'm profiting $12.81 off of one game. I found this Justin Bieber magazine also in that same area where I had those Game Boy games in a bin of our memorabilia. I sold that, profiting $19.42. Perfect timing right before the whole Biebercella thing. I sold this Kesha CD for profiting $4.11. This did not have its original case, and I had like an extra random empty like clear case sitting around, so I was able to send it with that. Taylor Swift one and the other CDs I've sold with no case, I just wrap them up and like hope for the best. Which is also why the prices are so low, but I digress. This Victoria's Secret pink polka dotted dog profited $11.85. And I found another one that is the color pink that I believe is still listed. So I'm kind of just waiting for the ball to drop with that, or the other shoe to drop. What's the phrase? Because I feel like it will sell. It's one of those things that's kind of in that collector's item for the Y2K early like 2010s style that's like kind of coming back right now. People are looking for that. Another high price sale, which I'm very grateful for, was this Columbia jacket. That really soft fur on the inside. It was brand new with tags. I know Columbia's doesn't sell wonderfully, and they usually are priced pretty high at the thrift stores. It's not like a super high ticket brand these days, but I profited $40.71. I think it was helpful that the color was unique and also that it was brand new. Part of me really wanted to keep it, and then I was like, Ren, you have so many jackets and you always wear the same ones, so like profits. Also, again, Supernatural. This one also came out of my own collection. It was this Sam Winchester Funko Pop. I profited $32.06. Again, I love the show. I just have so much stuff and I need space. I don't need all the stuff, especially if it's brand new in the box. It's sitting there on my dresser. I don't need it. Okay, I also found this Lisa Frank makeup bag. It was full of makeup and like stuff had exploded all over it. I just did a little washy, was able to profit $15.73. That I went through in the bathroom declutter, I believe, when I was decluttering, reorganizing the bathroom. That was such a project, y'all. There's a video about it. Oh, again, this is one of those other things that it's like little girls' clothes are selling well. It's this constant supervision required, super sassy Y2K t-shirt that is literally a girl's size. Sometimes I do mark like baby tee in a lot of the descriptions. This one, because it's long sleeve, doesn't work as well as a baby tee because as women, we have arms. I don't know. But like the baby tee thing, like I love a baby tee. There are some baby tees that I have found from when I was a child that I squeeze into because I love the look of it. Basically, it's like a tight t-shirt, usually turns into a crop top because we're women now with bodies. But the baby tee keyword can be really helpful. The Starstruck CD, Disney Channel original, ended up profiting $2.61. This Beanie Baby sold, random ass Beanie Baby, profiting $4.94. I know that there's like this whole thing about like Beanie Babies are worth money and the people are like Beanie Babies aren't worth anything. But I'm like, I have it lying around. It takes me 2 minutes to take a photo and list it. I might as well list it and then get $5 for it. You know what I mean? Small, tiny ass sales are not below me. Small, tiny ass sales, as I said, with volume, that's how I'm making money. I'm not someone who finds $50, $60, $70 like profit sales all the time. I don't have those type of items always at my disposal. This Scrabble game, I'm kicking myself for this constantly. I messed up with the price for the shipping. So this one sold on Mercari and I didn't put the right weight of what the box would be like. I think I put it at like 2 pounds and it ended up being 8. Retroactively, they took a bunch of money out of my thing and I literally only ended up profiting $8.17. Led Zeppelin vinyl. I really had my heart set on selling this for a higher price, but honestly, I didn't. It didn't sell for a higher price and that's okay with me. Oh, also it was in bad shape. The record itself was fine, but the case was like jacked up. This 1980s puzzle, it was brand new. 1071 was my profit, again, from that game closet. And I do think I could have gotten more because it's brand new, but I'm like, there are so many puzzles at the thrift store, even new ones. So people probably don't want to overpay when they could find it somewhere like that. So I'm grateful for the sale. More of these pewter figurines, the Dungeons and Dragons with these like little gemstones. 7 of them sold for a profit of $79.18. To average out like $10 per one in profit, that's pretty awesome. 1,100 words flashcards. It's just this random little flashcard thing about vocabulary. I don't know. I profited $1.92 in that. A Keurig manual. Okay, this is another one of those things that I'm like, you probably find it in the basement and you're like, or see it at the thrift store. You're like, why would anyone buy this? Why would someone donate this? Why would we keep this? We know how to make a coffee. No, baby. Manuals sell. And I'm not saying necessarily go out and source them per se. Sometimes you can, but like if you have them lying around, if you don't feel like you need it, someone needed the manual and they bought it, I profited $5.61. We're getting down to the last couple. This Chandler Bing Funko Pop, which again makes me feel like I could have gotten so much more for Phoebe, but it's okay. $41.79 in profit. Insane. Like some Funko Pops are still performing very well for the collectors. Be selective for sure if you're sourcing them out in the wild, but I'm just saying. My mom, I think, was gifted a collection. Like she had every single character. I think a couple of them I still haven't listed because I don't think I've sold Ross yet. I feel like I would have if he was listed. I know I sold Joey at one point. And the last one, as of now, is this Norman Rockwell brand new puzzle, which again, it's in this tin. It's nice. It was new, keeping things in circulation and making some money while doing it. $12.29 is my profit there. To be completely honest with you, I haven't added this all up yet. So let me just do that really quick. So just assume that by the time you're seeing this, I've sold even more from this project. Seriously, assume that because half the time I can't even keep up. You know what I mean? Grand total, just from selling stuff that was already laying in my house because my mother and I are hoarders. We're a hoarder. I'm moving through it. This is probably most of the profit from the last Q4 of last year and Q1 and 2 of this year. But hey, I am expanding and doing different things. But the grand total, $784.36. Money just laying around the house, if you think about it. I'm used to recording videos for my main channel where at the end I encourage you to do something specific. But don't sleep on the profits around your house. Hey man, right now the economy is crazy. And if you're feeling like you're dreading sourcing because all the prices are going up, take a lap around your house. Dig into the closets that you don't open very much. Like I know not everyone's a hoarder, but we all have some things in storage. Just look through things and see what you haven't even thought about in years or months even, and see if you could live without it. I know the kitchen utensils, mugs, that kind of stuff can do well. I challenge you to source from your own home and see what profits you can make because clearly there's a lot to be made. And I'm feeling very grateful that's got to be like 100 items out of our space. 100 is a lot. Okay, just in this video, I told you about 44 items that have left our space for $784. So let's do that really quick. Let's see. Average net sales price of $17.82. It's a give and take, and I have some extremes. I had that $64 profit and I had the dollar profit. So But we don't complain. We take what we can get and we roll with it. Money is a renewable resource. We just have to go out and find it. And it's probably sitting in your house right now. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for supporting me along this hoarding journey. And make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet. There's a lot more coming of the actual decluttering, finding the gems in the house this summer. So make sure you're subscribed and get stoked for that. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you soon. Bye.